Well, hello everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight on this Thursday night, Mississippi Family Homestead. Tonight we're out by the fire, and it's like every night that we're out here, it's like a different,
a different atmosphere.
A different atmosphere. It's really comfortable, but
Yeah.
if you're right next to the fire, it's not real comfortable.
It got really hot today. I think it was 80. And
It did get a little warm.
Yeah.
I had a meeting earlier, like a video meeting. I came in and like sweating
Yeah,
from work.
it was.
I was working inside all day today, but it was just.
It was hot.
Yeah.
It really was.
Well, I wouldn't say it's hot.
I would. It was. It was hot.
Hot's 90 to 100, but.
Well, I was hot.
Hey Joe, how are you doing?
How's your temperature?
It's just time of the year, and what is funny is one thing I was going to mention tonight, and it's the weather.
Yeah.
It's that time of the year you think, oh, winter's over, but it's not. Every time.
Next week, so it's going to rain. I think Saturday night and Sunday, and it's going to be warm. Saturday and tomorrow in the 70s, I think. And then after Sunday, it's going to be a cold front come through. And then I saw it's going to be 26 one night.
It's
so
down to 24 Monday night.
Okay, okay.
Depending on which phone you look at.
I guess so, which app.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cold. So, what they say about making sure you're not, plant too early, that's true, because it's 80 today and 26 next week.
Right.
So that's just crazy to me how it fluctuates like that. And
Give me a second. My mom is texting me. She doesn't know how to.
She don't know how to text on the chat.
She can find, who is that in Andalusia?
Oh.
What's her name? She can find her, no problem.
Yeah, the YouTube lady that cooks or something.
Yeah, super popular.
Yeah.
Can't think of her name.
Brenda Gant.
Brenda Gant, yeah.
Yeah, so, Scott's mom can find her and look her up, but she can't find us. I don't know. But she loves watching Brenda Gant, which I do too. I think Brenda Gant's great. Watch her cook and stuff. I think she's very interesting. But what is she texting you?
I'm trying to send her the link.
Oh, she can't get in?
She doesn't know the name of the channel. That's not good.
No, it's not good.
Okay. Sorry about this, everybody. Anybody else have those kind of problems?
I don't know, with their parents. But yeah, it is.
We'll be like that when we get.
Yeah, we're going to be like that. We're going to hate it. So, another thing is, it was President's Day last Monday. And so I've been reading, and the old timers say that you're supposed to put your potatoes in the ground. So, like around.
Early?
Mm-hmm, that's what it says. Yes. They're supposed to put your seed potatoes in the ground around President's Day.
We need to go to the co-op.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. I thought it was a little bit later.
So I think we need to go find our seed potatoes like this week, and so we can think about when we need to put those in the ground.
Yeah.
They say you plant on Good Friday too, but
right, we talked about that on.
Yeah, but
and we're in zone 8.
Yeah.
So we do plant a little earlier than most of the country because being as far south as we are, but
yeah.
But yeah, we need to do that, and then also the raised beds. I seem to talk about those every time.
Yeah, you do. But
I'm actually hoping to do those tomorrow or Saturday.
Okay, so you're staying home tomorrow.
I hope so.
Okay, well that'd be great. Tomorrow's going to be a pretty day.
Yeah.
It's supposed to rain some Saturday. I'm not sure when, but tomorrow it is supposed to be pretty. So
yeah, always plant. Joe said always plant by the weather because it changes.
Yeah.
And,
It fluctuates.
And that's what I like. I get the approximate time, and then I'll look at that long range forecast at that point. And because back then they didn't have the long range. I know it's not totally accurate, but it gives you an idea.
Well, they had the Farmer's Almanac. They used it.
Well, I don't know what it was hooked up to.
I don't know what it was hooked up to. Like, I don't know where the Farmer's Almanac comes from, really. Like, I know I've read that it's just from year to year for the weather. It's how they predicted it, from years past.
I never did actually. We should have seen if it were accurate.
Yeah, we should see if it's accurate.
Yeah.
We need to look at that. But I never did understand that. But apparently they go from year to year, and they do it by the history of whatever the weather is and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's how they.
It's different every year. I don't know how they.
Yeah, I don't
do that.
know either. But apparently that's how they did the Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah.
So.
But I do think it's too early to plant the potatoes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, that's what it
I
says.
think you were looking at the wrong day.
No, I'm not. It says President's Day.
I don't think we planted that early last time. Pretty sure we didn't.
But it was pretty early when we planted them last time.
It's the first thing we plant, but I don't think.
So talking about.
I don't think it was that. I'm pretty sure it wasn't that early.
Planting stuff. Had a really. Do you think so? Really bad day.
No.
Really bad day today. Dealing with some medicine for my dad.
She got a little mad.
I got a little mad. So that made me think that I really want to start like a herb garden. Just for medical purposes. And there's a bunch of plants, that you use to cook with, but also they're supposed to be healthy for you and help you with certain things. So, I did get pretty mad today. They've got him on some pretty expensive medicine. Not as expensive as some medicines can be, but it's pretty expensive. And, I kind of wonder if the doctors get some commission or something off of those medicines. I don't know, but it's terrible. And I did get a little mad, but I do want to think about doing the herb garden. Like, I don't know. Now, Joe, do you have an herb garden? I'd love to know if you do. I'm gonna just.
Did your grandparents do any of that?
No, not really.
They were into home remedy stuff.
Yeah, they were, but no, I don't remember her planting. Just herbs. Some people do.
Yeah. Excuse me.
I think your boss's wife plants herbs. Like, she loves doing the herbs and like cooking with them and stuff. Hold on, I was gonna look at some of the.
He said he grows excuse me. several different herbs and things along those sides. Yeah, we need to do that. We've talked about it a lot of times, but
yeah. So I was just gonna kind of look at some of these names. Hold on. Get there. Okay, so some of the names I can't pronounce. I don't even know what they are.
Aren't you the English major?
Well, yeah, but I was a good English student, but that was years ago. So peppermint. So we know that peppermint, a lot of medicines that we buy.
Is it mint or peppermint? You remember the mint plants?
Yeah, I know the mint plants. It says peppermints or mints. I guess it could be a mint plant. That's your stomach's friend. Like, if you take some of that peppermint, which we know that because you buy over-the-counter medicine and it has the peppermint flavor or the peppermint added to it. Good for coughs too. You remember, now my grandparents used to have a bottle of whiskey and they would put that peppermint stick down in there and let it get in there, and you use that for coughing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I guess if you grew your own herb, you would have to steep it, you know, down, and you know, make like a tea out of it to drink it, or to flavor your tea, to help with the cough or whatever. But they did put that down in the whiskey. They would take a big peppermint stick. You know, they used to be
I know people that do that
huge.
now.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't mention their names on here.
Yeah, well, one of them.
Joe brought up a point that I can't mention their names because they're Baptist. We are too, so we can say that. Joe brought up a good point. They help build immune to things most are fairly weak for correctional, but you know, they're more preventative.
Yeah.
And I agree that
maybe we need to get you some peppermint now. You're coughing.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, they did. They used to bid. Do you remember the big, huge peppermint sticks you used to get?
Mm-hmm.
They were like huge, and they would just take that whole peppermint stick and stick it down in the whiskey bottle, and we would take that.
Did you just drink the whole thing? I bet you never did get sick.
Well, there's stories about what my sister did with the whiskey bottle, but that's okay. We won't talk about that. Then another one is oregano, which I use oregano, you know, I buy it in the store as a seasoning, and I use it to season soups. I put it on the chicken, you know, if I'm cooking chicken. I just like the way it tastes. But let's see, it says that it is...
And by the way, we're not giving medical advice.
No, we're not.
We have to put
I
that
just wanted
disclaimer out
to
there.
discuss, you know, some things, and I really do want to try to grow some of these things, even if it's just to cook with, you know, because I use it anyway, you know, to cook with, and it would be so much better if I had it fresh than, you know, and I feel like you could use it, you know, for medical purposes too. So it says it's an immune kicker. It helps your immune system.
Yeah.
So it says that it grows pretty good in the winter months. So I didn't know that. So that would
What was that?
Oregano.
Okay.
But I do use it to cook with, like, a lot of times. Now, lemon balm, which we had some of that. We grew some of that.
We did grow some of that. You know, we were going to try putting that in
tea. Yeah. So the lemon balm, which we know anything is good for a cough, for a cold, or just
like honey and lemon.
Yeah, honey and lemon, anything like that makes you feel better, helps your cough and stuff. But the lemon balm, it was in that herb garden where the strawberries were. So I think they may have got pulled up. They got pulled up with the strawberries.
Yeah.
Let's see. What does it say? It says it's used to promote relaxation, and it helps support anxiety or insomnia.
I need a lot of that.
Yeah, that you do. Maybe we need to get that for you.
What was that? The lemon balm?
The lemon balm is so it treats anxiety or insomnia.
I need a forest of that stuff.
Yeah,
because
you need some help with that.
My mother logged in. She said cloves, cinnamon are good.
Yeah,
cloves and cinnamon.
Yeah. Now I don't know. No, it didn't list. I don't think it listed like cloves and cinnamon to grow for yourself. But I guess we could look into that. Cinnamon, you know, it's
I have no idea how you grow how you come up with cinnon.
Well, it's like a stick. It's like a long stick of cinnamon, basically you grind it up. Like that's how
Where's it grown? Is it even grown in this country?
I don't know. We need to look at that and see. But it wasn't listed as one of the things. Now this one I cannot pronounce this. It's calendula. I don't know what that is. It says that it's a skin soother, like it'll help your skin. And it says that it has beautiful orange flowers, and it's great for pollination. So you can use it as a pollinator too. And
I think I'm at that age. I'm not real worried about my skin.
well,
We're kind of up to the major health problems now, you know. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
you know, the younger people probably that would be great. But.
Well, I do. I like, because I use lotions and stuff on my skin, especially on my face and stuff, because my face gets dried out. But it says that it will soothe dry or irritated skin. So that's interesting. And then rosemary. Well, I use rosemary sometimes to cook with, and a lot of people use rosemary to bake into bread. It has a certain taste to it, and I think, you know, I've been to restaurants and stuff where they would be growing the rosemary to use in their bacon.
Really?
Yes. So it's a brain booster, is
now
what it says.
Well, I need that too.
Yeah, that might help us.
What restaurant have you been?
I don't remember. It's been a while.
That grow it themselves?
Yes, but I don't remember. That was like 15 or so years ago.
She goes to some fancy restaurants.
Mm-hmm. It says that it's a Mediterranean plant and it likes hot and dry.
And I guess when we traveled, we
did. That was back when we traveled.
Corporate world, we were able to go to those.
It says that rosemary supports focus and memory. So that would be good for us, you know, especially you, because you forget things.
I forget everything.
Yeah. So maybe this is a good thing. We need to.
But I may be too far gone for that plant. I mean. So, all right, what do you do with it? Do you mix it in a drink, or I
don't know. We're gonna have to, I guess, look some of that stuff up. Like, how would you use it? I gotta
check the chat here.
Yeah, people are chatting and you're not checking it. I guess.
Here, let me. A lot of things have beneficial properties. Cinnamon is actually bark of a tree. Okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
I had no idea where cinnamon came from.
Yeah, I know it's a stick. Like it's a long. Like if you buy it raw, it's just a little stick thing.
And Joe mentioned if you want skin soother, just grow aloe. Like
aloe vera? Yes. I do have a small aloe vera
and
plant.
That's good for burns too.
Yes.
You know, I think don't you just kind of break it, rub it on you?
Yeah, you break it and rub it on you. And you know,
didn't you have one of those plants one time?
I still have one.
Is it living?
Yeah, it's living.
Oh.
It's a small one, but it's living.
It should be big now. You've had it 10 years.
No, I haven't had it 10 years. You haven't watered
it, have you?
Yes, I've watered it. It's in a pot and it's inside and it needs to be transplanted so it'll grow big. Okay. Speaking of that, one time I went by this house and they had just planted a huge aloe vera plant like outside, and it was humongous. I was thinking, could we do that? Maybe just set it outside somewhere and let it grow?
Where did you see that? Here?
Somebody's house. You would pass by it and they were just a huge aloe vera plant.
Does it take freezing temperatures okay?
I guess it does. I mean, it doesn't like freezing temperatures because I think it's a desert plant, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to look into it.
Joe, my mom doesn't know how to use the text. She's asking on the bark for the cinnamon. Does it grow here in this country, or is it like another country?
Yeah, that would be interesting to know.
Okay, I don't know. They grow outside in warm weather. Doesn't do good in winter. Okay,
for aloe vera.
But I think you need it. Just put it in a pot. But
yeah, it needs to be transplanted. It's in the house. It just needs to be in a bigger pot. But anyway, back to the rosemary. That's for your brain, that you need for your brain. And he's laughing because, I can't grow anything. I can't grow anything green. That's why he does most of the gardening and I do the chickens.
Yeah, Joe said his dad has a couple of huge ones. He brings them inside in the winter.
Okay.
Wow, we really need those because because you remember if in our younger days when we'd go to the beach and stuff, we'd go to you'd get the aloe vera oil.
Yes.
The stuff to rub
the stuff to rub on you for your sunburn. That's right.
but I remember also using the plant.
Yeah.
Cinnamon is from South America countries. They cut the bark off the tree and let it dry. It rolls up naturally as it dries. Okay.
Well, that's very
Yeah, that's
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
Never thought about where cinnamon came from, but
Yeah.
but the aloe plant, we definitely got to plant one of those.
Yeah, but we need to
But it
transplant the
needs
one
to
I've
be-
got. Yeah.
Are you sure the one? Where is the one you?
It's
got?
right there by my other little plants. So my three, I have 3 plants.
And yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth on those. They'll be green one day, not often, but they'll be green, and then they're brown, and they're almost dead. Then she waters them; they'll come back a little.
No, now my mother-in-law tree that your mom actually gave me, it actually does good. It's never.
Oh, it don't have to have water.
It don't have to have a lot of attention. So
Well,
she did
it's the
actually
plant
get.
for
I've
you.
had it for I don't know how long now, like years. She gave it to me, and I've kept it alive, and it's still going. It's actually a good looking.
You
little
know, I had
plant.
a lemon tree, and she took the lemon tree because
Yeah.
she was
Share that
scared that it wouldn't
it wouldn't do
survive.
good. Yeah.
Under your custody.
So does it have lemons on it that she
I
needs
don't
to
know
share?
if it had any. It did at one time. But
Okay.
It was in a pot, and you could move it around because I think it wouldn't do good outside here.
Okay. But I do have a mother-in-law plant, and it grows inside, and it does good. Your
Why
mom?
is it called a mother-in-law plant?
I don't know. Ask your mother. I don't know why they're called a mother-in-law plant, but they are. They're called a mother-in-law plant. What does she say?
She asked a question that we just answered,
Oh, she's behind.
I think.
She may be behind.
Oh, no,
like-
no. They coupled up. It had lemons this year.
Okay.
I want my plant back.
She didn't share the lemons.
She made several lemon pie. We need to get our plant back.
Well, we didn't have now. We need a lemon pie.
All right,
So-
Joe said his knowledge of cinnamon is from an episode of how it's made. He said, I watched that a few years back.
Yeah,
That is very
that is
interesting.
very interesting. Chamomile, and they make tea that's chamomile tea, and you use it for relaxation. So that helps you go to sleep, like to relax you. So, instead of taking these medicines that are sleep, make you go to sleep, then you could drink chamomile tea to help you sleep. And sometimes I think I need that, some chamomile tea, because I can't go to sleep sometimes.
Yes, you do. You go to sleep. You fall asleep all the time.
So do you.
You're confused tonight, I think.
I'm not confused, you are. Okay, so let's see what else we got on here.
Do they have something for confusion?
Well, that would be the memory one that we were talking about a
Okay.
while ago for you.
I admit I do need the minute. At work today, I couldn't remember things that happened 3 minutes before.
Okay, so I think you pronounce this euthanasia. Not sure, but it's for your skin, like
Now,
They make-
euthanasia's
for your immune system. I don't know.
euthanasia is like when you put something down, ain't it?
I don't know. It's ECHINACEA. So I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but it says it helps your immune system. It is a wildflower and very tough, and it's used to support the immune system.
Okay.
It helps prevent colds is what it's supposed to do. So that's interesting.
Joe made a point here. This is exactly right. Thank you, Joe. When somebody tells me I have memory problems, I tell them it's because they give me too many things to try to remember. That is amen to that, because I've gotten to the point I cannot remember. I'm overloaded. I think I hit
Yeah.
that. It's like the computers. You just hit a point and you just can't remember anymore.
I know.
The hard drive's full. And it's one of those old models. You can't replace the hard drive.
Well, at work, I get that way sometimes when I have 10 things going on. I can't remember what I don't know what I need to be doing first sometimes. So, you know, it's a problem for everybody. It's not just because you're old. It's just if you have so many things going on in your head, it's hard to remember them all.
But you know, Joe brought up a point, and we have mentioned this several times, but like about it, that it's very much preventative because it's really not powerful enough for, you know, advanced things. But like, I think our food, just regular food in the garden's preventative.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know if that makes sense as compared to the
it makes sense because
processed stuff.
Yeah, because it doesn't have any of that additives in it and stuff, and it is preventative, just eating it out of the garden because you know it's better for you.
And that's why my grandmother lived to 90, was it 97?
Yeah.
I mean, she...
Yeah. So, you know, you do need those things. Yeah. So then the next one that they have on here is lavender. And it says that it's a stress melter. So you need that too.
I'm not stressed.
Yes, you are stressed. It says that it needs well-drained soil. It promotes relaxation and calm. So maybe we need to get you a tea and put you some chamomile and some lavender, all of that soothing stuff, and maybe you won't be so stressed. So that's what lavender does.
Well, now also, if the people wouldn't stress me out, I wouldn't be stressed.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. Okay. If they wouldn't stress me out, I would not be stressed.
Now, I don't like the way lavender smells. Like, I never have like a lot of people use it for, or you see things that has lavender in it and it says for relaxation. But I never have really liked the way that it smells.
I can't remember how it smells.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to get something that has that smell in it, but I don't.
Does it have a flower on it too?
Yeah, it has
It's not that purple flower, is it?
Well, it's not one that we've seen that like grows wild. It's a.
Well, I know that.
Yeah, I think it does have. I think that's why it's called lavender, because it has a purple flower. But you know, there's a lot of things that has lavender in it, and they say, hey, you know, use this for relaxation. So that's a well-known relaxer for stress.
Mama text that our grandmother made it to almost 100.
Yeah, yeah.
And she, you know, she was made a lot better than me. This model won't make it to 100, I don't think. You know.
Well, she was relaxed. She walked and stuff.
Yeah.
And did lots of stuff to try to be healthy.
And she ate so good. She ate very well.
Yeah, she did.
And
she loved like the eggs and stuff, you know, she loved that when I brought her, started having chickens.
Was she still around when you had chickens?
Yes, when we first got chickens and they started laying the eggs, she loved that. She wanted those eggs, and she thought they were so neat because they were brown, you know, like a dark color. And she called them pretty eggs.
Well,
and
I'm sure she grew up with those color eggs.
Maybe she did, but she was just like, "Oh, Tina."
Because they didn't, I mean, I know she had chickens, because didn't she tell a story about a chicken?
Yeah, something about she didn't like the chickens or something. I don't know what the story was.
Yeah, but I know, I mean, she had chickens, so they didn't have these fancy eggs.
No, they didn't. But she did.
When I say fancy, the Easter eggers.
But I guess,
I don't think,
you know, for years she didn't have chickens. So when I brought her, you know, the eggs, she was like, oh, look how, you know, she was used to eating the white ones that you get in the grocery store.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she ate really good, and she enjoyed those eggs when I bought. And, you know, she would have her little tomato plant and stuff outside of her apartment. She loved growing those little tomatoes and eating well.
All right.
In her later years.
Joe said my grandmother lived to 99 and a half. Oh, that's what Mama made that comment on.
Okay.
All right. She always said she was going to live to 100. And she was pretty close. Yeah, she made it right there.
Yeah.
Wow. Can you imagine being, all right, she made it to 99 and a half. And imagine the changes she saw in her whole life.
Right.
I mean, like probably more changes than ever in human
right.
that I think.
Well,
you know, because if you were 100 years old, you know, automobiles were just
and electricity and all of that was first
all
started.
the way. You think about all the way from almost, well, I mean, electricity was there, but as it was coming up to now, at the time that we can do this,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
amazing.
yeah.
What they
I mean,
lived
I
through.
always think about all the time, everything they've seen change.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
I mean, you know, how many presidents they won't gone through, and you know, that's
yeah.
you know, you think about that. That's because that 100 years. That's
a long time.
yeah.
You have to wonder how, you know, you hear about or read about in the Bible where people lived 1,000 years. I could not imagine living 1,000 years. That is just amazing to me. That and to think that even 100 of the changes that they saw, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So another one is sage, and it says that it helps your throat. So I didn't know that. I didn't know that sage helped your throat, but it says it's excellent to soothe a scratchy throat. I did not know that.
And back on the I know I'm going back and forth, but back on the 100 years thing, you think about they were born when there were still people living from the Civil War.
You know what?
Right?
Like some
I mean,
of them.
Is that right? Would that be?
Yeah, that would be accurate.
I mean, they would be older, but they were
because I believe my grandmother's grandmother was, you know, was in the, you know, like born around that time, around the Civil War, right before the Civil War. So, you know, that is amazing to think, you know.
And then the land we live on was part of the Trail of Tears.
Yeah.
This county, I don't know if the other county below us was, but this county was, and that was 1830-ish, I think, wasn't it? But anyway, you think about, you know, that really, in the scheme of things, wasn't too far ago.
Right.
I mean, that's,
right. It's just,
if they both lived 100, that was 2 generations ago, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, but anyway, that was when the Indians had this land, so it goes way back. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but.
Well, you know, we think about all that and how long ago that was, but you know, the country's only been around, it's 250 years this year.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to me to think, like, in that 100 years our grandparents lived, you know, the country was only 150 years old. You know what I'm saying? And now it's going to be 250 years old.
And look at the changes they have seen in the government of the country.
Right.
I mean,
that is, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Because they were there before you had to have a license to hunt. I mean,
right.
Seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
I think your grandfather was here before and he never did.
He never did get a license.
He never did abide by that.
Yeah.
But Civil War wasn't as far back as some people think. It was in the 1860s. My grandmother was born in 1910, so I would guess her parents lived through the Civil War. And that's kind of what I was thinking, those people that...
Yeah, and I think, I forgot, my sister can correct me on the 1918, maybe?
What?
When my grandmother was born, or something around that time.
Yeah, I think mine was in the late 20s, I think.
Early 20s, I think.
Was it early 20s?
I think so. So
and I know that they were around the Great Depression era. Some of them were slightly after, I think, or some of them during it. And that's why they were so good with money, most of them.
Because they lived during the Great Depression.
But you're right, the Civil War, a lot of people think, oh, it was way back, unimaginable. But when you think about it, it really wasn't.
And the times have changed that drastically, you know, since then.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so amazing to me. Like, just the people's perspective on life, and the way that that's went from back then to now.
She was born 1923. You were right. It was the early 20s. So
Okay.
so she was there, and then in the beginning of the automobile.
Yeah.
I've told the story about one of my grandmothers. She said they saw the first car come down that road, and they ran and hid behind the bushes.
Right. And my grandma, the first time she rode in a car, she was 5, and they went to town.
She didn't go to town till what?
Till
5?
she was 5. She didn't go to a town till she was 5.
And it wasn't their car, was it?
It was her grandfather's. I think they got a car.
Okay.
And they came and picked them up and took them to town.
Yeah.
And they had her picture made and all of that when they went to town. She had to dress up, like she dressed up in a dress. And
she was an only child, which was real unusual for back
then. It
was
very unusual for back then.
Because your grandfather had how many siblings?
17.
Wow.
Yeah, but she was an only child, so that was amazing. So anyway, back to the plants. Sage, I said that. So that's your throat helper. It helps your throat. So if you have a sore throat. Again, we did whiskey and peppermint for the sore throat. But I didn't know that sage would help your sore throat. Like, I didn't know that. So that's interesting. And then the other one, the very last one that's listed on here is thyme. So thyme, Thyme,
okay.
not Time.
I'm running out of that.
Yeah. And it says that it is a chest clearer. It will clear your chest, I guess, for respiratory health. So that's interesting. I didn't know that about thyme either. I just cook with it, like I use it to season things. So that's very interesting to me about these different herbs. And I really, honestly do want to try to have some kind of little herb garden.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be nice.
I think it would be nice too.
Joe said sorry for going a little off topic. I love talking about that
no, it's
stuff.
fine. I don't mind going off topic. I'm fine with that. But yeah, that's some things that I wanna plant.
Yeah.
So we can talk about anything. I don't care.
Yeah.
So that
So did your grandparents, did they plant any of that stuff? I mean, they had a garden full of stuff.
They had a garden full of stuff, but I don't think they ever planted anything like that.
They may not, but I bet their parents did.
Maybe so. I don't know. Now, my grandmother, she used onions in stuff. Like, she used onions to flavor everything. And she did grow the onions in the garden to flavor stuff.
Okay.
So she did use those. But as far as like a herb or something, I really don't think that she had any herbs.
I'm kind of surprised.
I am surprised too, that now that I think about it, but I really don't think she did.
Yeah.
She bought most of her herbs or whatever she cooked with at the store to flavor with. So,
Well, she was coming out of a time, because I remember talking to her about this. I've always liked the old-fashioned stoves, the old wood cook stove.
Yeah, where you had to put the wood in it and cook on it.
I don't remember. I think it was her. I don't remember if it was her or my grandmother, but I think it was her.
It was her.
I said, I'd love to have one of those. She said, I don't want to ever see one of those things again.
She said,
she grew up cooking on the old wood stove, and then
when electricity came along,
it seemed simple.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like us heating something in the microwave.
I guess so.
But like, they, I don't.
She did.
But I guess my point was she might have, at that point, if you could buy them, she probably didn't want to fool with raising those.
Right. That's true. That's true. Because she lived, but I mean, they did raise all the other garden stuff, but that is an interesting thought. But I never knew her to grow any herbs and stuff in the garden.
Joe said some of that stuff, like mint, used to grow wild. They may have harvested wild plants. I thought I have seen patches of mint here, but I know when I grew up, some of the neighbors had some.
The mint?
And I don't know if they grew it or not. It was behind their house, and I don't know if they planted it
or it just grew.
Or if it grew, but
yeah.
I remember they had
Well,
some.
I know when you're cutting the grass, you have like wild onions that grow, and you can
But you're
smell.
not supposed to eat them.
I don't know.
I'm
mean,
pretty sure you're not.
I don't know.
It's the mushrooms.
It's the mushrooms.
I don't
you're not
think you're supposed
to
eat those onions either, the ones you're talking about.
Yeah, but like you'll cut the grass and you'll smell that onion smell. It's wild onions.
Yeah, he said he has wild mint there, but I think I've seen
some wild mint here.
I haven't seen any recently, but I really think when I was growing up, you'd go across little patches of wild.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I don't know we don't have a lot of like edible wild stuff here. The blackberries.
Blackberries and
You used to have plums everywhere. You don't see those anymore.
No,
anymore.
you don't see the plums like you used to. You don't see those anymore. That grow wild.
They would be on the side of the road, and you just stop and pick them. And
now, one thing that used to grow even when I was little that I don't see a lot is a cousin of the blueberry, which is a huckleberry, and huckleberries grow wild. And when I was little, we had a huckleberry tree. It wasn't a blueberry tree; it was a huckleberry. And huckleberries they kind of.
Was it wild? The tree wild?
Well, it was out. I think Mama, I don't think she planted it or anything. I think it just grew, and then she kind of, kept it up around it. But it was a huckleberry, and huckleberries are smaller than blueberries. They don't get as big as blueberries. But we would go pick those huckleberries and make a pie out of them, just like we do the blueberries.
Yeah.
But they had the same taste. But those kind of grow wild too,
Okay.
around here. But the blackberries and the dewberries, is what grows nowadays that we can go pick.
I think we have at one of our tower sites at work, we have I guess it's a dewberry, I don't know if it's a mulberry or dewberry tree.
Okay. Well, then you have crabapple trees. Now, I've never really ate a crabapple, but I think you can eat the crabapples, but they're small. Like, they're really small, so I don't know how you would even prepare the crab apples.
Yeah.
And eat them because I never ate those before. But we do have crab apple trees that grow in places. And it's my understanding you can eat the crab apples, but I just don't know how. Like, I don't know how you fix crab apples.
Now, also, did y'all the honeysuckles? Did y'all have honeysuckles?
Yes.
We had a little honeysuckle vine growing on our fence, and you don't eat them, but you like, would you suck the juice out of them?
Yeah, you suck the juice out of them because it's sweet. So, I did that when we were growing up. We would go pick the honeysuckles.
It was safe.
Nothing we did. We didn't care when we were kids. Yeah. We just went and did it. But now, Kelly says, or looked up one time, that you could do something with the honeysuckles, make like jelly or something out of the honeysuckle. I guess you'd have to have a ton of it. To make it. But you can do something with those, those.
Joe said berries are one thing I really want to get started here. Blackberry, raspberry, blueberry.
Yeah. I love the blueberries.
Strawberry, several more. It's right under my little, I don't know how to move that little thing, that heart.
You can't read things.
Well, no, it's like going up there. But yeah, we have a lot of blackberries that are wild, but you have to get in the thorns to plant them. I would like to plant some blackberries, and we're going to start some strawberries too, because that's my favorite strawberry. I love any kind of berry, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, I want to get a lot of berries growing.
And I want to go, like I said before, get some peach trees.
And we've got blueberries right over here. We got to plant some more of those.
I may need to put a blanket or something on top of those, because I think they're trying to.
It looks like it is trying. Oh, on the way home, I saw a tree that was actually blooming.
Did you?
Yeah, one of those white trees.
Yeah, which is not unusual this time of year. Like, the daffodils have come up and they're blooming here. But that 26-degree weather may mess up something.
You
After
do need to put a blanket over that.
Yeah. One year it came a really, really cold snap, and it killed them, and they didn't produce. So we do need to put a blanket over those next week.
And in front of our church, there is a huge
Blueberry.
huge blueberry bush that produces really good. So there, we got our source for blueberries. Want some grapevines too? Yes, that would be great.
Yeah,
and we got the Scupplenuns. We call them Scupplenug. It's spelled Scupplenug, but I would call them Scupplenuns. But
yeah, well,
they're
honestly, when I grew up,
aren't they in a grape family?
Yes, they're grapes. They're a grape family. They grow wonderfully. You don't have to do anything with them.
Yeah, I would love a grapevine too. We planted a grape somewhere, didn't we?
Yeah, and it was over here by the blueberry bush, and it didn't do.
Yeah.
So
we need to try it again.
Yeah, we do need to try it again.
But I would love some grapes.
But yeah, the Scuppernug, which my whole life growing up, I didn't call that a Scuppernug. I called it a Scuppernun.
Because that's what I've always called it.
Yeah, because
we're just pronouncing it right because we're on the live stream.
Yeah, we're being correct. But we grew up, and Papa would call them Scuppernunns, and that's what.
Now we had them. Was it muscadines?
We had the black muscadines.
Are those black or
brown?
Now that's what my grandmother and them had. They had those.
The black ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just squirted the little thing out.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants some grapevines too.
The Scuppernugs.
Or did I said that, didn't
I?
Okay,
the Scuppernugs are a type of muscadine. And you could call them muscadines, but to me, growing up, they were Scuppernuns, and they wasn't the same as a muscadine, because the muscadines were dark colored, and the Scuppernugs were light.
I know I used to love muscadines.
Yeah, you just pick them off the tree and.
But I like these
suck the
too.
Juice out of them. Yeah, they don't taste the same to me, because Papa had a muscadine tree vine too. And they were dark, and they didn't taste the same as the Scuppernugs.
Yeah, Joe mentioned he remembers a few live streams back. We talked about big projects. He said, "Here I am, too many projects that I want to do." I know I've got all of these projects that I need to do, and I've got to,
get them done.
I can just come up with stuff all day. I mean,
we can come up with stuff all day. It's just finding the time to do it. You know what else I wanted to talk about too? I did move the roosters this week.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
The depressed rooster.
Yes, I moved the depressed rooster. He is up there. We're gonna have to keep him locked up with the other hens. And I moved the bad rooster down here. He's in a little cage. I guess I'm gonna have to he's gonna have to come out before next week when it turns 26, because he can't stay in that cage as cold as it's gonna be.
I hope he doesn't hurt the other little roosters.
Well, I don't think he will. I don't know.
Or are they gonna bully him?
Yeah, they'll probably bully him, because they're some tough little roosters. And anyway, I moved him, Flatfoot, that's his name. I moved Flatfoot in the free range chicken pen, and I also moved his hen that he lost. Good. Gloria. Yes. I gave him back his hen, so he'll be happy.
So how did he act? Was he happy?
Oh, when I took her in there, like, he was confused. Like, he's walking around in there, because I did it when it got kind of dark, or started to get dark, and he was very confused. But when I took her in there and put her in there, oh, he was like, come here, eat this food. He was calling her to go eat the food. He was all like happy.
And were the other hens there too?
Well, they had already went to bed. So they were up in the roosted area, and, they were kind of, Flatfoot and Gloria was kind of confused. So I don't know, but I thought that it was funny. Yeah, it's a soap opera. It is. So
now I like, friends of ours have their roosters, or they have a pack of the roosters, the bachelor roosters, but they're free ranging.
Yeah,
I like that idea too.
Yeah, I like that idea too. And they actually have I asked our friends about those roosters, and he said that they do have a place for them to go at night. Like they go roost at night, and I guess they shut them up at night. But they are just a little pack
I
of.
passed by their house, and they're
All the roosters are running around outside.
Yeah.
I do like that idea too.
Yeah.
You know.
So maybe you ought to do that.
Yeah. The only
Well,
thing,
but you couldn't do them with the little ones, could you?
I
Someone
don't.
could get them easily.
Yeah, the silkies are so small. I would be scared to have them as
I think
free
an
range.
owl will get them.
The something would get them.
Yeah.
Swoop down and get them real quick. But yeah, I did do that. I'm yelling, tired. So you know that soap opera's probably going to be ongoing for a week or so.
So when will you are you going to leave him locked up tomorrow?
Yes, he'll leave. I'll leave all of them locked up for, I don't know, maybe a week, maybe not that long. I just don't want them to be confused. I think that if I don't leave them locked up, that they'll try to come down here and, get in the pen. I feel like they need to get used to each other. There's 3 other hens up there, and they need to get used to each other and learn, that Flatfoot's now their rooster, instead of
So now are
Harold.
they going to be depressed?
I don't think so, because they're kind of free range anyway, and they run around. They don't really care. They don't hang out with the rooster all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're like, you'll see one hen over here and another one way down there. They don't stay in a group sometimes.
Joe mentioned owl, fox, coyote, raccoon.
Yeah.
They'll get a chicken. Yeah, especially these little ones. I think the owls could get those easy.
They could. I agree with that.
And we had raccoons. We mentioned this before, but the raccoons did a lot of damage in the chicken pen. We learned our lesson there.
So,
and those raccoons climb. They're
yes,
real
they
bad.
do. Yes, they do.
We haven't, surprisingly, we haven't really had the coyotes. Because, the coyotes around here, you've seen 1 or 2 during the daytime come up here, and you kind of got rid of it.
Yeah, now we have a lot of problems with the raccoon. We've had raccoons come up and they'll get in the fish food, because we have a can of fish where the fish, especially in the summer.
I don't think.
Well, in the summer they might come back, but they have gotten in the fish food and took the lid off and ate all the fish food, and they're just little scavengers.
Speaking of fish, during the summer on the live stream, let's see, we start at 7:30. Will we be able to feed them live?
Probably so, because it don't get dark till 8:30.
Yeah, we feed the catfish down here, and we're not doing it during the cold weather, but during the summers we feed them.
Yeah,
so
we can do that on the live stream.
But yeah, he said possums will too.
Yeah,
and we have plenty of those around here too. So and that's why we like all of our animals are locked up at night.
Except for Bam, he's missing right now. So we
say he's missing. He's
probably
right in this area.
He
we'll
probably
find him
is.
When we get off the stream.
We will. So he just will lay somewhere, and I'll be calling him, and he has such a soft voice. Like, he's not a loud cat. He just goes meow, and you can hardly hear him. I mean, he's a huge cat, but his voice is not huge. And he'll just be laying around somewhere, and, I'll almost walk up on him, just laying there.
Joe said he's not missing, he's prowling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably is. Hopefully, we don't like to leave him outside.
Well, I try not to let him go out when it gets evening time, around 5 or so. He wants to go back out, but I try to keep him in. And today, I don't know, we were going in and out. Yeah, he shot out the door. The other night, he shot out the door, and I didn't even know it. Like, I took the dog, our grand dog, out, and I guess I didn't realize he even went out the door with her. It was dark, and I took her out to use the restroom.
Yeah.
And then I got to looking for him, and I was like, "Where's Bam?" And you're like, "I don't know." And I said, "Well, did he go out?" And you're like, "I don't know. I don't see him." And I go out, and there he is.
Yeah, because if you leave a pet out here at night, it's
not good.
Unless it's a big dog or something.
Yeah.
You know, it'll get something to happen. Comic Dork, hello, how are you doing? How do you...
Oh, how do you put chicken coop when the chickens don't trip?
Not sure what...
Is that a joke?
Not... but thanks for joining us.
Yes, thanks for joining us.
But yeah, the cats, we lock them up at night, but because a coyote or something will get
you
them.
know, okay, they will.
It'd break its back picking
yeah.
up them, but
you know, I've when I was growing up, we had a coyote that actually got a hold of a dog and killed it. I had and you know, my grandpa didn't really lock the dogs up at night because you used to do that. And I had a dog. It was kind of a medium-sized dog. It wasn't small. It was just kind of medium-sized. And he found it, and he told me it like it was all ripped to pieces, like the coyotes.
And what was that now?
It was a dog.
Oh,
it was
really?
a dog that the coyotes had actually
Was it a big dog?
It was just medium. It was, I mean, it wasn't very tall, but it wasn't like a small dog either. And it was one of my favorite dogs. Its name was Socks. But the coyotes did get it, and my grandpa said you know, he could tell that they had gotten it because he found it. It was all tore up and stuff. So, you know, that was...
Joe mentioned he's had coyotes try to get his dogs.
Okay.
Doesn't end well for the coyote.
No.
He's got big dogs.
Yeah.
The German Shepherd, I know. But now we do have, the neighbors have fairly big dogs, so they kind of, that helps out a little bit. So
yeah.
And like I've mentioned before, that actually, you know, a lot of people don't like their neighbors' dogs, but I love ours because they actually protect our garden.
Right.
They actually help protect
Joe
it.
said the Great Pyrenees and a German Shepherd. Yeah. So.
So, oops, I hit something there.
Oh, how do you stop the chicken from slipping and tripping on other chickens in the coop? Sorry about my English. So, that's okay. So, they do fine. They don't fall over each other or anything like that in the coop.
Now these, I've noted, we've got a camera on some of them. They're actually pretty, like when they're, I don't know, that daytime they'll be active.
Yeah. So they don't fall over each other or anything. And if you make sure you have enough room, you know, you can't have too many chickens in there, or they will trip over each other.
He may be talking about during the daytime, because if you leave them in, they're bigger chicken. I can see what.
Yeah. So you have to make sure that you don't have too many chickens in there. If you have too many chickens in one space, it does cause a problem. But we don't, you know, we don't keep that many chickens in one space to where we have that problem.
And now our bigger ones, the bigger coop, they're, I mean, I'd say they're pretty big inside. So you could lock them up in there for a day and it wouldn't really matter.
Right. It wouldn't.
Yeah.
So they do okay. But
lost 7 chickens in this coop from Amazon. It has a metal floor. Read the last. It's hard for me to see them there.
I'm sorry. Lost 7 chickens in this coop from Amazon. It has a metal floor. So, just saying, the Amazon coops with the metal floor is not natural, and you don't need a metal floor. It needs to be wood or some other material besides metal.
Especially if it freezes, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So on your metal floor, what you need to do is get you some pine shavings and put that down on the metal floor, and that'll keep them from slipping. So I understand what you're saying now, because that metal floor is slippery. So you do need to get some pine shavings and put those in there. You can get those from a supply store, and put those down as a bedding on that metal floor, and it'll keep them from sliding and slipping over each other.
And Joe said coops usually have a flat, level floors.
Yeah.
You don't want to overcrowd the coop. and for any ramps, he uses something basically like roofing shingles, and you've kind of done the same.
Yeah, so you
thing.
can get the grips, the grip tape that goes on stairs or whatever, and put it on there. As long as it's not real in a dry area, because if it gets wet, it's probably not going to stay real good.
Roofing shingles is
good.
Or
roofing shingles is a good idea. Yeah.
But like actually the coop's probably twice as big as you actually need it for what's in there, but they have plenty of room in there. So it's they're good and spread out now.
The bad thing about, which I've done videos on this before, is when you buy these pre-made coops, the people that make those coops don't understand chickens, and they don't understand how to build the coop for what you need, and they make these metal floors on them, and that's not what you need. You need something that's kind of wood, or something that you can pull it out and dump it, but that's really not what you need. You need something that's wood to go up under the chickens. And if you have the metal, you got to put something in it, like some pine shavings, or you can get the wood pellets to go in there, like you would get for a horse stall. You can get the wood pellets to go on that bottom too, and that'll help with them slipping around.
And Joe made a good point. First thing you need to do is find out why you lost them. It may be because of other chickens trampling, especially if you got bigger ones with smaller ones, or bullying them. And I mean, we had that issue, or like overheating or freezing. So you do need to figure out why you lost them. He said his rooster did fine in the coop. But and like especially some of these Amazon coops. Like, we bought one just as a temporary one, and I actually kind of added a place on the front of it. Because it would have been too small for what we had. And they would have been too.
So what we did is he actually took the metal coop and put it on I don't know, we built like a box up under it.
About 2 feet high. Put a piece of like a box and a plywood. So if they couldn't get out, they could at least, they had a little bit of run area there.
They did.
It was maybe 2.5 feet or so. And the coop was on it, but also the screened in place we enclosed. To have a lot, because if we didn't do that, and if we just used the coop, the screened in place was supposed to be the run area. It would have been way too small for those chickens. And we didn't have, but what was it, 4 or 5 or so?
At first we didn't have 5 or 6 of them.
So you got to be careful not to overcrowd them, because they would, and especially the big ones trampling on the little ones.
And your roosters are more hardy than your hens are, a lot of times. Like my rooster, like they've gotten frostbite on their comb, but they overcome it. I put medicine on it and they're okay, and it's my fault that they got the frostbite. But the roosters are a little bit more hardy than the hens are. And your whatever breed that you buy, also you have hardy breeds, and then you have some that are not hardy breeds. You have some that are made for some colder weather, and breeds that are not made for the colder weather. So that may have been, a factor in your losing your chickens.
And like Joe mentioned, his chicken house is 12 by 30. He's got 50 chickens in it. Seems like plenty of room, but he won't go more than 50 in that house to give them plenty of room. Which these are.
They're divided.
They're divided, but each one's got plenty of room to go around.
And I wouldn't put more than what I think, they need room. Like, I wouldn't.
We're kind of at the max here, wouldn't you say?
In Nick's pen we are, but, I could probably put a couple of more hens in there. There could probably be, I don't put more than 10 in there.
Yeah.
And what is our dimensions on each thing? Do you remember?
The whole thing is 14 by, it's almost 14 by 30 or 14 by 28.
And we have 4 divided areas. So whatever that math is, I can't do math.
It may be more like 12 by 28 because
Okay.
the roof, yeah, I think it's about, it ends up about 12 by 28. I
So, you know, so I only would put up to 10 chickens in each of those sections because I don't feel like they would have enough room if I didn't do that.
But right now they've got plenty of room to
they
roam
do.
around.
They do.
And their roosting areas are really, you know, big. And I know it's you have to clean it less too.
I do have to clean it less, and that's because it's covered and it doesn't get muddy. And also, even in the roosting areas, I don't have to clean those as much.
Yeah.
You know, I spot clean, but it's like, you know, cleaning the whole
because
thing
when
out.
you had it up there, it stayed dirty.
It stayed dirty.
And the next day it was just a mess.
It was just a muddy mess.
Yeah.
So I like having, you know, our new one. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So
that's a project she pushed and made me do it.
yeah. It's actually that chicken coop, you know, talking about projects that don't get finished, it's not completely finished. We have had some more ideas for it.
Yeah, I mean, we do have to finish it. Like we talked about on one of the streams. It's,
it kind of needs to be done.
Then
we're going to move a fence from the old coop so they can run around.
That'll give them even more.
So they can run around at least when it's good weather, you know. Yeah. I'll let one group out one day and another group out another day. It'll be fine. So, yeah.
You'll read the last.
Okay, so Joe says, speaking of chickens, mine have been happy. We've had nice weather the last several days, so they finally got to go get out of their run. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, so I can't wait till we get these can.
Yeah, till they can run around.
Yeah. Which they seem pretty happy right now, but
I can't wait till we can actually make them like a rain barrel thing, so we can catch the rain and, you know, water them with that rain barrel. So, you know, you were looking at that, and we talked about that, getting a rain barrel and getting a gutter, so we can make that rain go into the barrels.
Yeah, so, I think that'll be pretty good. Because we put a metal roof on it for that purpose, so we can
put a gutter. And it's slanted, so, you know, it's slanted to the back where we need it to be, and it'll just need a gutter on there so we can capture the water in the barrels.
Yeah. So it's but so I'm getting tired. Are you?
Yeah, I am.
So.
And I'm hungry. We hadn't ate supper yet. I'm kind of hungry.
Joe said they were as tired of snow and ice as he was. And I wasn't even up there, and I'm tired of it.
I know, right?
You know, it's today was a beautiful day.
It was a beautiful day.
Beautiful day.
I don't want it to get cold again next week. Like, I've enjoyed the weather this week.
And
it's
I
been
used
pleasant.
to love the cold weather. There's Bam.
Bam.
I hope he's got enough sense not to get in the fire.
I hope so.
But you want to grab him or?
Yeah, let me grab him and then we'll.
But yeah, it's the cold weather. There'll be a little bit of cold weather coming up next week around here in the south. I haven't looked at the nationwide, but I figured he'd come out here.
Yeah, he's been rambling.
Yeah,
What you doing, bud?
All right, looks like we're gonna wrap it up. Joe, Comic Dork, everybody that chatted with us.
We appreciate you chatting and supporting us, and we'll be.
Thank you very much. Our next, he is a big cat. He is heavy too.
Yeah, but, he weighs 19 pounds, but he has his small voice. I mean, I wish he would meow right now for y'all, but he
meow.
Meow. Is he kitty?
Let's see if he'll give him a mic.
Yeah. He ain't gonna meow.
Bam. Meow.
He says, let me eat the mic. Okay.
All right. Anyway, thank y'all so much. We enjoyed it. And we'll be live Saturday morning at 7:30 and Sunday morning at 7:30. So hope everybody has a great rest of the week. And we'll see you then.